Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you? So glad to have you here. Chad Thibodeau here. It is time for another Monday morning mentor. Hey, and today we're going to be doing a live training talking about 10 ways to build authority online. And this is incredibly important for launching and growing our businesses, as being building authority. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit because in our trainings, we say there's a left side to building a business and a right side to building a business. And on the left side, there's 10 things you have to do. And on the right side, there's 10 things you have to do. And the number one thing on the left side, which is the most important foundational piece to our business, is building authority and credibility. Now, there's a distinction between those two things. There's a distinction between authority and credibility. And so next week, we're going to talk about credibility. Today, we're going to talk about authority. So if you have a pencil and a piece of paper, I want to encourage you to go ahead and grab those and get ready to take some notes. I want to welcome everybody who's watching us online, literally from around the world today. I want to welcome those in our Launch Fuel Online Coaching Academy and our CF Design Academy. And I do want to tell you that we've got an announcement to make to you that we are getting ready to launch back in 2 weeks. Season 2 of Launch Fuel TV. It typically happens on Thursday. We did 26 episodes our first season. Then we took a break, and now we'll have Season 2, and we're coming on with 26 more episodes. That's where I sit down with literally some of the masters in our industry from all around the world. We sit down with them and we interview them for about an hour, and we steal all of their best stuff. And we take it and we give it to our communities for free. So looking forward to having that come on in a little bit. All right, so you guys got a pencil and a piece of paper. Let's jump into this. Let's talk about authority. 10 steps to creating authority online. Now, what's the difference between authority and credibility? So credibility says that when somebody goes, it's like when you're going to rent a house, okay? When you're going to rent a house, they want to do a credit check. They want to see your pay stubs, okay? The same thing is true when you go get a car or whatever. And what they're doing is they're wanting to know whether you're credible or not. So in other words, does your reputation say that you're going to do what it is you said you were going to do? That's what credibility is. And so what credibility is just proof that you can do what you say you're going to do. Okay, and so you find credibility through social proof. You find credibility through endorsements. There's all sorts of types of credibility that we're going to get to next week. But on the other side of that ledger, which is the authority. So authority and credibility go hand in hand. You can have authority, but if you don't have credibility, your authority wanes. You can have credibility, but if you have no authority, what good is it? So these two things go hand in hand. They're married, so to speak. And so today, let's talk about authority. How do you build authority online? Number one, to me, it all starts with your mindset. It all starts with your mindset. Over the past couple of weeks, as I've been doing some of these Tribe 100 coachings, I've been talking with some folks, and 2 or 3 people have said the same exact thing. They said, well, what if I'm not an authority in my field? And I said, well, why would you try to launch a business in a field where you're not an authority? And one person's response was really telling, and she says, I don't know, actually. And the other person said, well, because that's where the money is. And I got thinking about that. Like, those are like the 2 most honest answers I've ever heard when it comes time for building your business. Why are you building your business? One person said, I don't know, actually. The other person said, it's all about the money. And both of those statements, you're going to have to unpack those and peel them back like a layer, because you're going to have a better answer than both of those if you're going to have authority online, okay? So if you're only going after the money, that's not a very good authority statement. Hi, I'm Chad Thibodeau. I'm a business coach and launch strategist because I can make 7 figures in 2 years. That's not a very good authority statement, right? Okay. Hi, I'm Chad Thibodeau. I'm a business coach and launch strategy, and I have no idea why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? That's not a very good authority statement. So you got to get better. So to me, it starts right here. It starts in the mindset. Number one, many of you don't believe that you are an expert in your field, and because you don't believe you're an authority in your field, it sort of comes across that way as well. Okay, it comes across that way of you're not an expert, you're not a guru, you're not nothing in your niche. And one of the mistakes that we make is we look at other people who may be better than us, and we say, well, just because they're better than us means that I'm not an expert. And there's not any truth to that whatsoever. Okay, I'm a very good basketball player. Well, let me preface that. I used to be a very good basketball player. I played high school basketball, played college basketball, and there was a day when I had a six-pack. Believe it or not, I had a six-pack, and I was thin, and I had a head full of hair, and I could play basketball. I was very good at basketball. I would say that I was an expert at playing basketball. Problem: 5'11", back then, 145 pounds. I'm not making the NBA. It's not happening. But I still was an expert. See, there were people better than me at basketball, but I was better than most at basketball. So just because somebody's better than you doesn't mean that you cannot be an expert or a guru in your niche, okay? Because there are plenty of people that you are better than. So what you have to do is you have to be better than the clients that you're going after, okay? If you're not better than the clients you're going after, then don't get into the business, okay? Stay away, back off, okay? But you have to have a mindset. And the mindset says this: I may not be the best, but I am my best. I may not be the best, but I'm always going to improve. I may not be the best, but I will learn until I become the best. That's the mindset that you have to have in order to be an authority in whatever niche that you're in the online world or in the business world for that matter. You've got to be you have to have a solid mindset in order to be authority. Now, let's talk a little bit more about mindset. Liz Benny said something just in passing one day that has really transformed my life. And she says, small-minded people have bad days, have bad weeks, have bad months, and have bad years. But winning people have bad moments. And that hit me, man, that hit me so hard. I'm like, yes, winning people have bad moments. Winning mindset. In the authority niche, okay, winning people have bad moments. That's why you're an authority. Because when things begin to get tough and rough, you don't run away. You don't quit. You're going to be there. You're going to be consistent. You're going to show up day in and day out, and it's not going to beat you. That's why you are an authority in what you do, is you have longevity. You can outlast the negativity, and you will be there when all the negativity subsides. That's a winning mindset. A mindset that says, I may not be the most gifted, I may not be the most talented, I may not be the best at what I do, but I will be there in the end. And nothing's getting me down. A lack of money is not getting me down. A lack of opportunity is not getting me down. A lack of clients isn't getting me down. Bully clients aren't getting me down. A bad reputation isn't getting me down. A screw up isn't getting me down. My mindset is resilient. I will come back time and time and time again. You can bank on it. You can count on it. That's why I'm an authority. You have to have a winning mindset. It all begins with mindset if you're going to be an authority in the field. You look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am an expert. And if you can make that public declaration, more importantly, if you can make that private declaration, you're on your way to being an expert and an authority in your field. Number two, you have to learn to give without even the slightest hint of taking. Okay? You have to learn to give without even the slightest hint of taking. We're in a room with about 160,000 people called ClickFunnels Official. And I can always tell the great people in that room. I can always tell the authority figures in that room. You know how I can tell? Is when somebody comes on with a problem, the authority figures step up and they solve that problem like a champ and say, hope that helps. God bless. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you. That's what solid authorities do. What weak authorities or lack of authorities do, what wannabe authorities do, is they go in there and say, oh, I can help you do that. Well, you do this, this, and this, and then they'll send you a direct message and say, okay, now you're going to have to pay me this, this, and this if you want the rest of it. Okay? So what they do is they give a little so they can take a lot. That's not a good authority. When you can learn to give without even the slightest hint of taking, the law of reciprocity begins to build in your favor so drastically that before too long, it's like a snowball that begins rolling down a hill. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And as your authority begins to build, your need to market yourself decreases. Now, smart people continue to market themselves because they get that snowball building faster, but your need to decreases. Okay, I still have yet, I mean, we're coming up on 3 years now, I still have yet to ever spend a penny on Facebook. Okay, what I'm trying to do, now that's going to change before too long, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give without the slightest hint of taking, and I'm trying to build goodwill and fortune for my customers and for my clients and for my students, because I know that it will come back to bless me. I have been blessed immensely through the give method. So if you want to be an authority, give, help, without even the slightest hint of taking, and watch what happens. Number 3, try the conversion version. Conversion version. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, the conversion version is the person who actually experienced something for themselves and therefore can teach that experience. For instance, so if you were to look at if you were to see somebody online and they have just always been in perfect shape, like literally from day one, they were born with a six-pack, mom and dad were professional athletes, you know, they were a good athlete, you know, they were just fit, you know, from day one, and they came out with an online training fitness regimen. And then somebody who used to be obese, okay, let's say they were 100 pounds overweight, and they came from a family who, you know, fried chicken was like the only vegetable that they ever ate, okay? And to make it a vegetable, they put like cayenne pepper, so there was like a pepper in it or something like that. That's all they had, you know, and that's what they ate for dinner every single day. And they didn't value exercise. That was the upbringing. They were 100 pounds overweight, and something clicked in their mind, and they began doing things to get themselves fit and get themselves trim. And next thing you know, they look like $1 million now. They have a six-pack. If those two people were selling an online course, which one would you be more apt to buy? Well, we'd be more apt to buy the person who went through the experience themselves, who had a conversion themselves. We're more apt to buy that, okay? It's called the conversion version. So you can be an authority in your field if you have a conversion. So for instance, one thing that makes my story very compelling to people was I am a conversion version. I had an incredible life. You know, I made a lot of money, had the you know, the perfect family, the perfect everything. Everybody thought I was a picture of perfection, you know, and everything that was going on. Went through a massive life change and then found myself with nothing immediately. Okay, literally with nothing. Now, I wasn't homeless. I wasn't one of those guys, but I almost was. Because I found myself on October 8th with $11 in my bank account. Okay, and it was terrible. The house going to be foreclosed on, rent due. You know how it works. It was not a pretty picture. And I learned ClickFunnels. I read Expert Secrets. I watched Russell Brunson and started working my tail off. Eventually got selected as a top 30 ClickFunnels designer. I've even got another award I'll tell you about another day. Okay, and then began to get true to myself. Here's what I love to do. Here's what I'm good at. And people began buying into me because they loved my story. Why? Because they could relate to it. I was a conversion version. I wasn't always an expert. I wasn't always a guru. I wasn't always perfect. I'm not perfect now. I'm not trying to say that. But I didn't have my life together and then say, oh, come here. You too could have your life together. No, that's not what I did. My life was a wreck, and I figured it out. I pulled myself up from the bootstraps. I had a lot of help through the process, but I learned something. And I learned a system called ClickFunnels, and it literally transformed my life. And I'm a conversion version. People buy into that. So what is it that you've been through, okay, that you've come out on the other side better, that people would be like, I want that? If you are a conversion version, people will follow you drastically. Number 4, be great, be timely, be unexpected. Be great, be timely, be unexpected. Number 4. What do I mean by be great? Just be great at what you do. One thing that I am beginning to build a reputation on is when I design funnels, they look really good. They're great, okay? And the reason why they're great is because I bust my tail to make them great. I'm a perfectionist, and I'm going to work my tail off to make sure that they look a certain way, okay? I love that. And if they're not converting, then I work my tail off to make sure that we can get them converting, okay? It's not always an overnight process, but I work my tail off. I try to be great. I'm not always great. Sometimes I'm mediocre. Sometimes I'm less than spectacular. But for the majority of the time, I try to be great. At least if I can't be the greatest, I try to be my greatest, okay? Second, I try to be timely. Not always timely. I've got a system right now we try to put together called the $500 funnel, and we worked on this system. We thought we were going to be able to knock these things out in 30 days or less, and dang, it's taken like over 120 days to get these little simple funnels out, and it's driving the you-know-what out of me, okay? So I can't always be timely, but I'm trying. But in my personal life, I try to be timely. Like if I'm in charge of it, if I'm doing it, if I'm building it, I try to be timely. If you give me a deadline, I try to hit it. I don't always hit it, but I try to hit it. Okay, 3, I try to be unexpected. What I mean by unexpected is I try to give more than what you would ever think that I would give. Okay, something else too is I try to I try to give you an aha moment when you see your funnel for the first time. I want you to be like, wow. I want that, okay? I want it to be unexpected. I'm going to call you on the phone and talk with you. That's unexpected, okay? If I hire you to do something, I'm going to pay you a stinking huge tip. It's unexpected, okay? So we try to do things that are unexpected. So number 4 is be great, be timely, be unexpected. If you're trying to build authority online, you've got to do things that build goodwill, okay? So it starts with your mindset. Have a winning mindset. I am an authority. Nothing's going to get me down. I will be resilient. Come heck or high water, I'm getting through this thing, and I will be there standing on the other side of it. Number 2, you're going to have to give without even the slightest hint of taking, okay? Number 3, conversion version, okay? If you've had some kind of radical change in your life, you begin selling that, people will buy that because they buy that from you before they buy it from somebody who's perfect. Number 4, be great, be timely, be unexpected. And number 5, court awareness to you and your brand. Court awareness to you and your brand. Now, what do I mean by courtship, by courting? Remember back in the day when everybody had this process of courtship, like that's how people dated, like where you sort of talked and you begin wooing, guys, you'd begin wooing the gal, and you'd have conversation with moms and dads, and it was sort of like a community type thing. You begin wooing and cooing and courting, okay? That's what you have to do with awareness to your brand, okay? You have to begin to court it. You have to begin to ask for people to take a look at it. You have to begin to ask people to make a comment on it. You have to begin asking people to share your stuff. You have to ask people. You have to court that kind of an awareness. Okay, so hey, do me a favor. Will you share this video? Hey, do me a favor. Will you get me on your podcast? Court the awareness. Okay, awareness does not just come to you. Okay, eyeballs do not just come to you. They don't. Okay, very seldom does people just luck into finding you. Sometimes they do, but very seldom does it happen. You have to court it. You have to have an intentional strategy to wooing eyeballs to your stuff. That means building relationships with people who have followings and asking them to share your stuff with their following, asking them to be on their podcast, asking them to guest blog, asking them to guest blog on your blog. Okay, do things to build relationships with them. Ask, begin courting awareness to you and your brand. What does that look like for you? Okay, what is something that you can do today to ask somebody to look at you? What does that look like? Okay, I think sports teams do this better than anybody. Okay, sports teams, I think, like the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay, the Arizona Diamondbacks are a pretty good baseball team right now, but nobody goes and watches them. Okay, and so they begin this courtship process with their audience. Okay, to the point where they were even giving a free ticket away, okay? Like, we want you to come experience Diamondback baseball, okay? So much so that we're going to give you a free ticket to come and watch it, okay? A free ticket. All we ask is you buy a soda and a hot dog, we're going to give you a free ticket, okay? That's it. And soda and hot dog, oh, by the way, they're $1, okay? So you pay $2, you're going to get a free ticket, you're going to come experience the Diamondback baseball. What are they doing? They're courting. Okay, they're courting awareness to their brand. They're saying, I need people to come and see this. Okay, so you have to figure out ways to court this. Okay, you may have to give stuff away. You may have to offer free masterminds. You may have to offer, free giveaways. You may have to offer free trials. I don't know what you have to do, but you have to court awareness to your brand. And what happens is when you court awareness to you and your brand, and you begin getting eyeballs on this, And if your stuff is good, so if you're being great, timely, and unexpected, if your stuff is good, okay, those people will make you an authority online by presenting you to the world, okay? So last year when I took the Diamondbacks up on their free ticket, okay, remember, be great, be timely, be unexpected. When I got the free ticket, where was I expecting to sit? Be honest, where was I expecting to sit with my free ticket? I was expecting to sit about as high up as it get, to the point where I was going to have an oxygen mask if I was going to make it through the game. That's where I expected to sit. But where did they put me? They actually put me lower level, third base side, okay? About halfway between third base and outfield. Really good seats. What happened? They were great. They were timely. They were unexpected. I didn't expect that, okay? They wooed me. They courted my awareness to their brand. And what did I give them in return? I plastered pictures all over Facebook. I gave them tons and tons and tons and tons of credit. And they gave me a link. They gave me a link that if I put on there and I put that out there and I shared it on my Facebook, that when I came back, they'd give me a free hot dog if I came back to the game. What is that doing? That's courting awareness to you and your brand. It's so important if you're going to be an online authority. Okay. Number six, you have to charge a premium. Okay, you have to charge a premium. Now, you may not be able to charge a premium at first. If you're an amateur, you have to charge amateur prices. No way around that, okay? Don't charge premium prices if you're going to produce mediocre results. Mediocre results charge mediocre money. Premium results, you can charge premium money. And if you're an authority, if you're an authority in your field, you're not doing yourself any favor by charging a little bit of money, okay? I learned this the hard way, okay? I learned this when I was charging a little bit of money. It took me forever to make sales. And as I began to get premium, sales became relatively easy. Why? Because the more money that I charged, the more of an expert they viewed me as, more of an authority as they viewed me as, and people wanted to sit at the feet of an authority, okay? So you have to charge a premium price if you are there. If you're not there, don't charge it. Number 7. Get case studies and tout them. Get case studies and tout them. What do I mean by that? Okay. What I mean is, let's say that you're working with a client, okay, and you get even the slightest result for them. Okay, you tout it. You put it on Facebook and say, hey guys, I was just working with John, and John just launched 2 days ago, and boy, we've already been able to make $1,300 for him in 2 days. Wow, how awesome is that? Now let me tell you a little bit about John, and then you brag on John. John. What's John going to do for you? John wants his people to see that, so they're going to get it out to the masses. When you get it out to the masses, who is the common denominator? You are, and they're going to come back to you if they need something, okay? You've got to, you get case studies and you tout them. Case studies build authority, okay? When you've gotten results for people, it builds authority. Okay, I was so lucky and blessed the other day that one of our Design Academy students, Shasta Mott, sent me a text message. And she says, hey, I just want you to know that you're getting a lot of love in the 2 Comma Club X training. And I like, what do you mean? And she screenshotted several slides of people in that group who were bragging on me and bragging on some of the results that they got because of my teaching. And it just made me feel like $1 million, but it hit me. It's like, those are case studies. So I'm going to be reaching out to these people, and I'm going to be doing case studies for them, okay? And I'm going to be getting that out to the masses. Why? Because people want to see results, and they'll always link you and results together if you tout case studies. Get case studies. They will help you more than one way. Number 8, scarcity. Scarcity. Now, what do I mean by scarcity? Okay. What I mean by scarcity is not fake scarcity. I hate fake scarcity. I hate this. It's going to close down at midnight and it's not done at midnight. Okay. I don't like that. That to me, that's inauthentic. That's even borderline lying. Okay. I don't like that. But scarcity has premium written all over it. Okay. So if you print only 50 prints of a painting that you drew, and you say this is a limited edition, only 50 available, and there really are only 50 available, that's scarcity. That's scarcity. It's going to It's going to allow you to be an authority, and people are going to want that because you've only got so many of them available. And only authorities can really do that and get away with it, okay? Really, I mean, imagine if I was an artist and nobody knew who I was, and quite honestly, my art sucked, and I went in there and said, limited edition, only 12 available. I'm going to charge $15,000 each because there's only 12 available. How many of those am I going to sell? I'm going to sell absolutely zero. Why? Because I'm not an authority. I'm not a credibility. My work sucks, and nobody cares, to be honest with you. But if you are an authority and you say, hey, I've only got 24 spots left, and you truly only do have 24 spots left, people will be jumping all over you to buy them. Why? Because you are an authority. They're going to buy them, and that scarcity is also going to make you more of an authority. So have scarcity. Number 9. And this is a big one to me, okay? If you're just tuning in, I want to recap, okay? What we're talking about today is 10 ways, 10 steps to building online authority, okay? And so we said that it all starts with a mindset, okay? If you don't believe you're an authority, you're never going to be an authority. If you believe you're going to lose, you will lose, okay? You have to have a winning mindset that says, I will have a bad moment, not a bad day, not a bad week, not a bad month, not a bad year. I'll have a bad moment. I'm going to live with it. I'm going to wrestle it, and then I'm going to get over it. I will be resilient. It doesn't matter if heck or high water comes against me. I will persevere. I will be there in the end. I'm going to have a winning mindset. I will look at myself as an authority, as an expert. And I may not be the best, but I will be my best. I will study harder. I will work harder. I will learn more. I will persist until I get the result that I'm comfortable with. That's the mindset you have to have. Number 2, we said you have to give without even the slightest hint of taking. Why? Given it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Good things will happen to you if you give. Number 3, be a conversion version. If you've had some kind of transformation, teach on that transformation. People will buy your stuff because they want to buy it from someone who's had a conversion, not someone who's been perfect their whole life. Number 4, be great, be timely, be unexpected. Be great, be timely, be unexpected. Always be great. If you want to be an authority, you better doggone well have 9 out of 10 of your comments online better be positive, okay? They got to be great. Be timely. If you say you're going to be done on this day, be done on this day. And then be unexpected. Blow their mind. Give them an aha moment. And just say, wow, I got to come back and do business with you again. And they'll tout your authority. Okay, number 5. Court awareness to you and your brand. Go after it. Invite people to come see you. Invite people to take a look at you. Invite people to try you out. You have to court it. You have to woo it. That'll make you an authority. Number 6, charge a premium. If you're really an authority, charge a premium. Nothing says authority more than premium, okay? You would never expect to say, hey, I want to see if Jimmy Fallon will come and do stand-up comedy for me, at my comedy night, and expect him to charge you $250. That's not a premium. You expect, because he's an expert, he's going to charge you a premium. Experts charge premiums. Amateurs don't. If you're an amateur, charge less money. If you're mediocre, charge mediocre money. If you're a professional, charge a premium. Okay? Number 7, case studies. As you get results for people, you'll see a case study, work it out, build it out, tout them. Nothing establishes your credibility anymore than having a case study out there showing people that you got results for others. Number 8, scarcity. Scarcity. Have positive, or the positive, the wrong word. Have integrous, honest scarcity. So in other words, if you're doing a coaching program, only make so many spots available. If you're writing an ebook, only give so many away. And be truthful about it. Don't lie. Number 9, create your own reputation. Don't let others create it for you. Did you get that? Create your own reputation. Don't let others create it for you. You need to consistently, through your homepage, through your pictures, through your websites, through your articles, through your blogs, through any type of writing, any type of content that you're putting online, it must be so good, so great, so awesome that it's going to develop a positive reputation for you. Okay, you're going to have to, you're going to have to put the testimonials on your page. Okay, you're gonna have to go after. You're gonna have to go get it. You're gonna have to create your own reputation online. Don't let someone else create it for you. Why? Because more times than not, The only people who ever talk anything online are the negative Nellies. And if you're not careful, all you're going to have is negative reviews, even if you're amazing. So you got to go out and create your reputation. Okay, you got to create quotes. You have to create branded statements. You have to go ask for testimonials. You need those things. You have to go create it. You build your reputation. Don't let someone create it for you. And then finally, number 10, be omnipresent. What I mean by that? Be omnipresent. Now, I first learned of the term omnipresent through my theological training. Omnipresent is typically a term that we use to describe God, where we say that God is everywhere, always, okay? She's omnipresent, okay? I'm not trying to put this in a theological terminology. I'm not trying to take away from God. I'm not trying to do any of that. But what I am saying, I want you to think of the word and think about how it helps you as an authority. One of the reasons when I'm getting a consistent flow of leads is because I'm typically everywhere, always. Okay, I'm always commenting in ClickFunnels. I'm always commenting in digital marketing. I'm always commenting in my launch fuel. I'm always commenting in my CF Design Academy. I'm always on video. You'll always see my writing. I'm working a funnel magazine. I'm everywhere. So that way, anywhere you go, I want to be there. Okay. Now I do it a little different. You can pay for that. Okay. You can Facebook pixel the heck out of people. You can pay articles. You can pay ads, and that's one way to be omnipresent. There's nothing wrong with that. You may need to do that, but I like to be omnipresent by going in a very popular thread and just being all over it, answering all kinds of questions. I like to start threads that I know are going to get lots of engagement. Okay, I like it. Probably the best way I love to be omnipresent, though, and this is one that you may not have thought about, is I love to refer my competitors to other people. I love it. I go on there and I will say, guys, man, Blake Newber is just like the greatest designer ever. Is he? Yeah. Is he my competitor? Yeah. Does it matter? Nope. You know why? Because I want Blake to succeed, man. Blake is a great dude. And you know what Blake does in return? Blake will refer people to me. It's just the way it works. Okay? It's just the way that it works. One of the ways to be omnipresent is by referring your competition to other people, and watch what happens. They will begin doing it for you. You do that for 10, 12, 14 people. You're one person that's not done that for 10, 14 people, and before too long, you got 14 people doing that for one person. See how it comes back? You have to be omnipresent. Be everywhere, always. So let your articles be seen. Let your videos be seen. Be on Facebook Live 3 to 4 times a week minimum. Okay? Always do your blogs, do your articles, comment in groups. Okay, help. Always be everywhere, always. And if you do, your authority is going to be built. Well, guys, I hope that was beneficial to you today. I want to just jump on and see if anybody had any comments. So glad to see so many people here. And just good times, guys, really good times. So, hey, I've got a special Facebook Live I'm going to be doing with you a little bit later on today, and I hope you'll tune in and watch it. It's about what happens when your life falls apart. And I'm going to bring you down to my office, and I'm going to show you a wall that I built yesterday. Not built, that's the wrong word, that we put wood on yesterday. We wood tiled it yesterday, and we were almost done. Like the whole thing fell apart. Like literally, the whole thing fell apart. So I've been marinating on that, and I said, I want to do a special training today. So I'm going to do a special Facebook Live this afternoon on what happens when your life falls apart. Hope you guys will tune in. God bless, guys. Have a great one. We'll see you next time on the Monday Morning Mentor.